Hello, this is Calvo from Calvo Geospatial Consulting, and I'm going to show you some of the new functionalities and improvements in the new buildings release 1.0.4. So let's start just going here to walls. You see here that we have new floors and new room types, which are so customizable. So you can see here that it's an external file, a txt file that you can edit and change, and also for the rooms and also for the individual languages. So we added to English, German and Spanish additional languages such as Turkish, French, Polish and Vietnamese. So you can edit them and configure them for your needs. Then we have added here the option to measure not only horizontal floors and ceilings, but tilt ones. So you can measure 3 points on the floor, so it defines a tilt plane, and the same way on the ceiling. So, and then after that you can use the functions as usual. But what you will see later on is something like that. So you will get such results. So we calculate the corners on the plane, on the defined plane, and also for the floor. Another option that we have added to this window is that we can connect external distance meters and read the distance measurement from it. So, for example, via Bluetooth, I just connect to my external distance meter. I just turn on the laser, choose the port, the data bit, etc. that we need. So we connect to it, and once we have connected, we can go outside. We choose the delay of the measurement, so to have enough time to find the corner. So I click on this button, and I will get the new measurement. So I can click on all directions. Another option that we have added to this measure mask is the ability to click on an existing wall and continue from there to the left, to the right, or forward. For example, if we click on the button and we click on this wall, we see that the software has read the line on the proper direction. So if we go back and say 3 meters to the left, we see that the software continues measuring from there. Another important point that we have added is something that many of you requested, which is the undo. So we can go to the main screen and we click on undo. It will delete all. So we see that the software has removed the last wall. Then another option is here for floors and ceiling. So for rooms that have different floor levels and ceiling levels inside the room, either you measure them from here, is horizontal or tilt, or you can even define parts of floors and part of ceilings, like part of floors, for example, like ramps or stages or something like that. So we go there, and similar to the wall measurement. So we also define if the part of this floor or this ceiling is horizontal or tilt. Depending on what we choose there, we will get different options. And after that, we just go and measure either corners or intersections. So we will define individual parts of the floor or of the ceiling. Another option that we have developed is under openings, for example. So we have also added the capability to measure with a distance meter. So for example, you don't see the window from there, from the total station. So you can go here and say, I will measure it manually. So I just click my wall. This is my wall, and I just say I'm measuring to the left corner or to the right corner. So you see here the measurements that you need to measure. In our case, we are measuring to the left, 1 meter, the width is 1 meter and 2 meters. So we create the door.
Observation stored.
You see the door this way, we measure to the left with the width, the height, etc. So the door is there. Another option that we have added is the possibility to measure the next wall the next wall inside the next room. So if we click here to yes, we can go there and see the way we are measuring the next wall. So we are in this room, we measured the door, but through the door we go inside the next room and measure to the left and to the right, so we create this first wall of the next room. So this way we can measure very quickly the next room if it's perpendicular orthogonal. So for example, in this case, I would say here we click on another wall, for example, so to see the difference. So we click there, this is another wall, and we say just with the same dimensions, and then to the left corner we say 2 meters, and to the right corner we say 4 meters, just to see the difference.
Observation stored.
See here that we have created the door, but at the same time we created the new wall in the next room. So after that we could even go to walls, click the next wall, for example this wall, and then from there we could continue 5 meters, 7 meters, and then say close, for example, close room. So it's a very easy way to continue or measure small rooms, for example, or if they are orthogonal, you can avoid going into each room with a total station. Then under windows, we have added the same, so you can measure windows along an existing wall without the total station, so along this wall, for example, and the same to the left or to the right. So you see here the different measurements that you need. So 2 meters to the left, 1.5 the width, the sill height is 1 meter, and the window height is 1.8 meters.
Observation stored.
That the window was created there. Another important point that many of the customers requested is also we can also create the next wall. For example, if we are measuring from outside, this is the facade, and we are measuring from there, from outside, so we could measure the window and then to the left and to the right the first wall in the next room. So I just click here, yes, so I just click here and I say we measure from outside, we say yes, next wall yes, and then we say to the right 1 meter, and then here 1 meter and 2 meters.
Observation stored.
So you see here the window and also the next wall inside the next room. So we could continue from there when we are inside and measure the rooms. Another function that we have added here is the capability to measure windows with an arc on the top. So arc on the top no, if we say yes, so we see here what we will get. So the only difference is that we need to measure the point 3, this left corner, exactly there where the arc is starting. So we measure the top point of the window there, the left point of the window exactly there, not along this edge like for the other case. So we can measure along this edge, but in this case we need to measure it exactly there just to have the starting point, and we will use the same level for P4 here, so we can define the arc. Another option that some of you requested is that we have added the capability to automatically switch to video or video and joystick. In the case, for example, of using an SX10, you can, after each measurement, it goes automatically to the video and joystick mode, so you can point the next corner from there, from the video and joystick. So it makes it much simpler to go to the next point without going through here, video, etc. So if it's set to yes, it will change automatically to video. In our case, of course, I don't have a vision instrument, I'm switching it to no. As I said, we added the undo function, so it's not only for walls, also for each individual element. We see here the option in all of them. We have also added the the stakeout functions to the tools screen. So this was also a request from many of you. We are also calculating the hosting wall when measuring openings. So it's recorded. So if we go here to review your and we go to a window, for example, so you are seeing here one entry, which is the hosting wall, which is the wall defined by points number 32 and 33, etc. So we are adding more information there. We are also saving some more information in the custom database. So for example, if we go up here, so we will see here after we measure the room, there is another entry, which is the floor and the points that are defined in the floor. So it's been recorded into the custom database, and the same for the ceiling. We have cleaned up the feature core library, the FXL file, just to enable a much cleaner view in Trimble Access. And obviously you can use a much advanced one for TVC, where you see many more things. Another important thing that we have added is that under symbols, now it is customizable. So what you are seeing here, so this is the standard one, but you can define your own symbols through external files and also using your own icons. So you see here the standard ones that the software creates, but you can also define your own ones via external CSV files. So for example, this is the name of the symbol, the code itself, if it's a 3 points insertion, if it's a 2 points insertions, or if it's a 1 point insertion, depending on how you define the blocks inside TVC, and then the image that you want to see for this element. At the moment you have to create it on your own with a screenshot of the image. I will explain it to you in later videos. So you can define, I want to use this one, or I want to use this other one. So you see here this socket 1, socket 2, socket 3, these are 1 point insertion, 2 point insertion, 3 point insertion, and you can choose whatever you need for each individual project or moment of your measurement.